What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Royal Greenhorn Racing, where the talent's mediocre and the experience is non-existent. My name is Matthew Williamson, and I will be the sole driver at Royal Greenhorn Racing for right now. We are at Lanier Speedway, racing the D-Class sprints, which are 305s with a fixed setup, running some qualifying laps right now. I actually qualified pretty well, qualified second for this race, and I was the 12th best driver according to our iRating. So, good qualifying effort. I have had a couple of really rough weeks here lately. Haven't been able to race that much just because I have a lot of stuff with school going on, but that's about to be over. So pretty excited about that. But we're here. You're going to see, if you follow the channel, that, like I said, I really have zero experience racing cars, only on video games. So that's where we're at. A lover of motorsports, though, and I'm excited to just kind of share this with people. I think iRacing's a really cool thing, lot of fun. Been having a ton of fun with it since I started in January, which has been a few months ago. So just excited to share this with people. So this week I was really just trying to race clean. I've had just a string of bad luck coupled with some of my own faults here in the past couple of weeks. So I was trying to get some clean races in, just get some top 5 finishes hopefully. So I wasn't trying to push the issue here in the beginning of the race. Started second, in second here on the 3rd lap. This track, once this track starts to deteriorate, I have a really hard time running this track just because you need to run so high, and I get really uncomfortable when you're running right up on the wall. That comes with the experience, I guess, but you'll see that later in the race. I also made a couple of mistakes this week where I got a little tight coming out of, I think, 2. Definitely 2 once, maybe 4 one time, but hit the wall a couple of times. One of them was pretty hard. The other 2 I was able to save it and keep going, but just a lot of struggles this week. There you can see, I don't know if I got tight or maybe I just overcorrected a little bit, thought I was going to be a little loose and I just overcorrected it, but either way, tapped the wall, really no harm done. Maybe a little bit farther behind first place, but we're still rocking and rolling. And at this point, I wanted to experiment. I probably was a little conservative in my line choice at the beginning of that race. Could have tried to run a little bit lower or tried to cut down a little bit to shave some time off, but just couldn't get it done. You see there, Mark in 3rd place is creeping up on me, trying to make me make a little mistake, seeing what he can do. He catches me another time here as well. The way I'm doing these videos is I'm just trying to cut out some of the boring stuff. I know those first 8 laps, other than me tapping the wall, they were pretty boring, but I'm trying to cut most of that out just so you guys get to see the exciting stuff. You see he tries the inside line and it's just, the grip's not there. It's the track's already getting slick there on the inside. He just didn't have anything there to get some traction. He comes at me a couple more times, but other than trying maybe a slide job, there just wasn't really a way to pass anybody. And you see there, I ran the wall really well, but I was really uncomfortable being up on that wall. That's definitely the fastest way around at the end of the race, but I was just really uncomfortable being all the way up there. And you can see him sliding all around. When you're not all the way up on the wall there, it's just slicker than goose, and I'm trying to get comfortable. That's just going to come with a little more racing experience, I suppose. Currently, I'm a C-Class racer. I've made it up to C-Class in the dirt, but I'm having a really hard time with setups. Ooh, man. Yeah, see getting up on that wall. I thought I was going to clip the tires there on the entrance they have. But the 360, where that's not fixed setups. I'm having a really hard time with setups. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn from the internet, and my dad's trying to help me out as well, but I just have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to setting cars up, so that's been a little bit of a struggle with me. You can see first place there gets into a lapped car, and then I almost hit the lapped car, and it just throws me totally out of whack. Gets me off my line. I couldn't enter as high as I wanted to, and then I get all squirrely, and then after that I couldn't enter as high as I wanted to as well because it was all loose, and it just threw me off real bad. I do end up getting third place because whoever was in third there made a huge mistake, but overall not a bad race. Really thought I could have gotten up there to try to make a move on first, but overall pretty decent. Held my position for the most part except there at the end, but really no harm, no foul. And we're gonna check the replay here just to show you how close that really was. You see, I get loose and I can't enter the corner up on the wall high like I wanted to, and it just totally threw me off. Almost get into that guy, and just all over the place. Then I can't enter this corner as high either because I was all over the place, and it was just bad news bears from there. Alright, so this is qualifying for the next race. I think in these videos I want to do, at least for D-class racing where there's no heat races, probably do 2 videos, or 2 races per video. This seems like a pretty decent size. This video is about 15-16 minutes long, and I don't really want them to be much longer than that. So we're gonna keep them to try to keep them about that length. So about 2 races per video works really well for races where we don't have heat races. When I start doing heat racing, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. If I'm just gonna kind of skip the heat races unless something crazy happens, or I don't know. We'll reach that bridge when we get there. But because of the last race, this was actually my second race that I raced. You can see that I had trading paints on for this one and not the last one. I got the Busch car. Again, I'm trying to race clean, but these guys said, nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna be totally clean for you. Take it all together. And I thought, yeah, you'll see it in the replay later, but I thought that they were both gonna get swept to the inside, and obviously this guy's not very happy. That was the first place guy that kind of got taken out there. He was, I mean, it's hard to say. It was all racing, you know. So not going to be a totally clean race for me. And it wasn't a great start either, just because I got caught up and all that. But you'll see I'm definitely faster than these guys. And I knew I was faster, but like I mentioned in the last race, I don't know how to pass very well doing the slide jobs. You know, that comes with experience, and I don't know much about that. I mean, I've successfully done it a few times, but for the most part, I just don't have the skill, and I don't have the awareness to know when to do it and when not to. So I'm still trying to learn that. You're gonna see here that I try to go for it, and I wasn't totally committed to that. So I end up falling farther back, and I have to work my way up again. Here we go. So me and Richard here were both pretty fast. We were matching each other pretty well, catching the leaders. And I think those two got into a lapped car up there a little bit or something, because they fell back considerably. Either that or they were just racing each other hard. Speaking of racing each other hard, I'm just trying not to get into the back of these guys right now. And you'll see here in a second that that's almost impossible. We got cars all over the place here. They're 3 wide because that lap car is damaged down there. One guy spins out. Didn't have any trouble with lap cars this week, which was really nice. Last week I was in first, and I had a guy in 10th place racing me hard. Racing me real hard. Yeah, you can see here this guy goes for the slide, and I just get into the back from pretty heavy damage from both of this incident and the one before that. That front wing is bent like crazy, and here I knew I was going to be faster than this guy, so I just followed this guy to the bottom. It was slow, but not too bad, and then that guy on the bottom gets into that other guy, so he's not going to be very happy about it. And this is what I'm talking about. Just not a smart move.
I'll lift you up for the next race and know not to ever race you. Clearly flashed you, and then you took me out.
He was talking about that other guy. That other guy ran him down in the bottom, pinched him off right before that. But yeah, just not the right way to go about that. And I didn't really realize it at the time, but I was not nearly close enough. And I think what happened is, the corner before that, I was able to follow that other guy and still be able to get in front of the guy that was behind us with no problems at all. So I thought, if 2 cars can get in front of him like that, I would surely be able to. And what I didn't take into account is that guy before had just had an incident. The last corner before that just wasn't the same kind of situation, and just not great awareness on my part. But nobody was seriously wrecked, so it wasn't a huge deal. I was in third, and then second place ended up spinning out or hitting the wall or something. Took himself out of the race, so I ended up getting second place in this one. So these 2 races, pretty decent considering the rest of the week I had. The rest of the week was not great. As far as my other races went, I was trying to race 360s in the C class, and then also the C class street stocks on dirt. But pretty decent week in the 305s, and we're gonna check the replays here just to kind of. It's kind of hard watching this. This isn't so bad here. See, he goes to the inside. Get into the back of him. And they kind of get into it, so the number 6 car he just gets loose. So he's running real slow, and I knew that he was slow, so I followed this guy. And after this, I thought, man, if 2 of us can do that, then why can't I just do it by myself? Well, I just didn't have a run coming out of this corner. I was not nearly close enough. I didn't realize it at the time, but there's just no business to be trying that there. So apologies to that cat, but like I said, really no harm, no foul. Nobody was seriously damaged there. I did get the spot, but definitely not the way that I really want to race. But you know, when you got somebody like me racing, that's just the stuff that happens, I guess. So definitely still trying to learn there. I think this might be the beginning of the race. And you'll see what I was talking about earlier, where I thought that the guy was going to get swiped and they were just going to get swept to the inside. So I went for the outside, and that's just not what happened. See, I thought they were both going to get swept to the inside there, and the other car ended up actually getting cut across to the outside, and so just really nowhere to go. Did what I could. That's going to be it for the very first video on the channel. If you made it this far, thank you so much. That is awesome. And if you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe. And then hit that bell if you want to be notified for the rest of our videos. Going to try to do at least 1, if not 2 per week. But overall, pretty good week this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.